Ag Talk and Raw, where I talk raw about agriculture and other things that are on my mind. Right now, I'm driving a very heavy load of hay home from one of the farms over here towards Flemington. Uh, my tractor, I have to change my game plan to get fertilizer down on this ground. So, in today's video, you're just going to watch me drive this truck and talk about the corn and the fertilizer that I will be putting down and the dismal marketing. So, dismal marketing. It is pretty rough right now. Now, I do not go to the Farm Service Agency to collect the welfare check from them. So, I'm just kind of, I've got this fuck it all attitude when it comes to the Farm Service Agency. The woman that runs my Farm Service Agency is a, I don't want to call her a cunt, but the last couple times I dealt with her, she was pretty freaking close to being a cunt. So we'll just call her a Karen. Means the same, anymore. If you watched my video the other day. But anyways, I just did not like wow. I almost didn't have to stop there. I did not like the woman that runs that office. She was a threatening individual and just not really, in my opinion, for the farmer. She was for her own career. And I made a vow, I don't know how many years ago, to say, up yours, Farm Service Agency, I'll never come in here again. Now, I may have to go across the river to the Farm Service Agency for something. I'm not collecting government payments, but for another issue, and I need the Farm Service Agency for that. It has to do with soil erosions and things like that. Farm Service and the soil conservation. And I don't want to use the local Hunterdon and Somerset County one. But anyway, so last night we got down to 28 degrees. 28 degrees in my area, and I was a little bit nervous about it because, as you all know, I have planted corn. Maybe you haven't seen it yet because it's not on the other video, but the corn is in the ground. It is actually popped, the tip is popped open. She's ready to, it's sprouting now. It's got a small sprout on it. It's just sprouting. Even though it was that cold, the soil is warm enough to not really have any detrimental effect to it. We had 3/4 of an inch of rain last night, so all the fertilizer that I have put into the soil has been dissolved and it is in the root zone. So I'm pretty happy about the corn. Now, I do still have, there's an old 5.0, like a 1989 5.0 Mustang. I never liked the convertibles, but that was definitely a nice looking car. Anyway, yeah, I haven't finished planting. I have three more fields to do. One is a worked up field, and it was too wet to plant the other night. I planted until a little after midnight here the other night, and I guess that would have been night before last. I planted there, and it was just too wet. They were having issues with they were also having issues with the Cullimulture or the roller harrow, Brilliant roller harrow. But we've got that thing fixed now. I did end up planting 9 acres that was not roller harrowed on one field, and the other field was about 3. And I was just like, man, I just really want that roller harrow working. It creates a really nice seed bed and just a really nice, smooth, crumbled seed bed, perfect for growing corn. And there's 2 reasons for that. I don't like rough fields. I'm going to be chopping the corn fodder in the fall, Lord willing, and we don't have a major drought. I do not have crop insurance on this corn. I will not have crop insurance on this corn. I've gotten to the point in my career that if I need to depend on those things, I really shouldn't be farming anyway. If I have to depend on the Farm Service Agency or the crop insurance companies, I really should not be farming anymore. I have a skill set that is less than 2% of the American population, and if I am unable to make a go at it the way I should, and be able to do it on my own skill and intuition, then I really shouldn't be doing it anyway, and it's my fault for failing. There's a lot of farmers out there that just live off of that crop insurance and farm service agency payments, and that is their profit out of the thing. So, like I've told everybody, I have a unique market, or a niche market for my fodder, and I would buy fodder locally. I talked to a couple of guys, and they're like, no, I'm not selling my fodder. It's not worth it. I have to put, But if you're going to be putting wheat in after corn, which a lot of guys do, or rye, or you're looking to get rid of phosphate, which a lot of guys years ago we used to have a lot of chickens, and phosphate levels are pretty high still. You can get rid of phosphates that way through getting rid of corn fodder, but that's okay. I don't need someone. I don't need to piss people off because I'm buying their fodder, or they don't need that niche market. Obviously, they don't need the niche market of fodder because they've already, made enough money on the grain, or they don't want to be Teresa. She does this. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Mr. Bilborough. Snow Hill, Maryland. How's that snow doing down there? How's the corn looking? Mine's sprouting. Mine's sprouting. Just damn little. It's still 28 degrees last night. Crazy cold. But it's sprouting. But anyways, like I was saying, I can't make it without the government or the crop insurance, and they've made it so incredibly no snow but cold. Yeah, that's a trouble, man. If you make it this year with that, next year ought to be a breeze or a piece of cake. I say they ought to get those airplanes back up in the air. This global cooling thing is starting to get annoying. We need global warming again. That was more fun. At least we could put shit in the ground and it would grow and be warm and stuff. But this climate change, see, they shifted from global warming to climate change because they realized that it's actually starting to cool off. So, but anyways, with that being said, I just want to do things in my own way. I don't want people to be upset with the way I do things, or even criticize the way I do things. Just like Mr. Bilborough here. Everything else going on in the crazy world, this seems normal. Pretty much, I agree with that. So this Eastern Shore farmer, you can check him out. I baled corn fodder on his property, and I think he was happy with what he got from it. I know I was pretty happy about the whole situation. A little hard on the balers because it was so dry last fall, but other than that, no, it was a good deal. But anyways, I just want to do things the way I want to do them, and I'm not gonna. I don't know. If I don't make out doing the corn and the fodder, then I go to doing something else. Well, thank you. I appreciate that, Lewis. That was really nice of you to say. We try to do things diplomatically. I mean, the Bilborough farm, Lewis, his father, brother, great people to work for. Lewis has got a bit of a sense of humor that got Tim a little upset, but we straightened that out. But there are some farmers that are different than other farmers, and some farmers I like more than others. And Lewis was a good guy. It was a good place to be. It was really a good place. And then the place next door, those were good people as well. There was only one farmer so far in the last year that I've done custom work that if I never did anything for him again, I'd be okay. If I have to go back and work for him, if I'm asked to do it, I'll do it. But me and that fella are going to have a little bit of a talk on how this shit's going to go down. Because I don't like being spoon-fed my work. I don't like sitting with my thumb up my asshole. I like to get in the seat and go and do the work, not wait on the whims of someone else and then have problems, and when I have problems, I'm the guy that takes the blame for it. That shit don't fly with me. If I do something wrong and it's 100% my fault, I'll take it. You give it to me, I'll take it. But when I'm held back from doing the job, and then it takes twice as long to do the job, and then when you go in and you do it, and there's a problem, and I get yelled at for it, and I get told I'm a fucking asshole. No, I'm not the asshole. Not me. No, 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 no. I'd have been done 3 weeks ago. It's your fault. But I'll have to have a talk with that individual then. But anyways, custom work is being able to get along with a lot of different people and different farming practices. And sometimes you just gotta keep your mouth shut, but sometimes you don't. What's the truck you're driving? Ag Talking and Roll. I am driving a 2001 Mac Vision. Mac Vision. I like the Mac. I had that Peterbilt that was Carl's truck, and can't say that I miss it. It was noisy. It was rough. It was uncomfortable, and I'm just not a 389 Peterbilt guy. I'd rather have a Kenworth over that Peterbilt, and I just love the good afternoon, farming, fixing, and fabricating. How you doing? I like my Mac. You know, I've got an R model Mac. I can honestly say that 289 Peterbilt was an R model Mac with more power. That's it. Just as noisy, just air ride, and it was just as rough. Oh, I think that was 435 horsepower. So, but this is a 427. Yeah, what is that? E7. Yeah. But anyways, would I ever buy a Massey Ferguson? Nah. Sorry, not doing it. I'd buy the Fendt over the Massey. You know, same tractor, different creature comforts, but I'd buy a Fendt over the Massey Ferguson just because, you know. But I'm not buying either. Anyway, we're here to talk about corn and hay. So right now, that corn is right where it needs to be. Next week we're supposed to get up into the 70s, 60s, 70s, which is perfect. Nice sunny days. There's going to be some rain come Friday or so. But I'm okay with where I've got that corn. I just got to get my fertilizer on my hay. I've got 40 tons brought in today. 40 tons of dry brought in today. And I'm going to have 2 tractor trailer loads of 32% come in on Monday or Tuesday. And I should be pretty good then. Then I should have everything done. Any snow there, Wes? No. No snow. Snowing in Michigan? Well, I don't doubt that. That's Michigan. At least I don't. No, I don't have any snow. I can't read these comments and drive. Same tractor as Massey Ferguson. That's right. Fendt are the same. They're the same tractor. They're all going to be the same. Fendt, Massey Ferguson, Challengers, they're all going to be the same. They're just going to have them like the Chevy, GMC, you know, trucks and the Buick, Cadillac, Chevrolet, just a different name for a different grade of a tractor. So Massey Ferguson would be your low end, probably won't go 40 mile an hour or 35 mile an hour. Your Challenger would be the middle of the road. It'll go 35 mile an hour, but it won't have the refrigerator and the light packages that you want. And then you buy the Cadillac model, which would be the Fendt, and that's your AGCO series right there. And then of course they got Valtra in there, but I don't think we can get Valtra here. And yeah, I'll just stick with my Deere John. That's right, John Deere all the way. I love my John Deeres. I know the John Deeres. I don't have any problems with them outside of normal. You know, I mean, when they get older, yes, there's more things. Oh, this road. More things that happen when they get older, but that's okay. I'm okay with that. Case IH or New Holland, same tractor. Nose inches. Case and New Holland are the same tractor. I have no desire to buy a Fiat. I'm just not in the mood for a Fiat. Not doing that. If I was going to buy a Fiat tractor, I probably would buy the New Holland T8, T7 or T8. Probably the T7 315, because that'll run the balers if I was going to buy one. It is a Fiat. Fix it again, Tony. No. Sisu engines in the Massey better than the Deutzes in the Fendt. Honestly, I don't know. I thought the Sisu was across the whole line. Uh-oh, here's 2 cops coming. 2 of them. I thought the Sisu motor was in the whole line. There's nothing wrong with Deutz engines. Those are strong, reliable engines. They always were. Now, whether they still are or not, I don't know. As far as I know, they are. But like I said, you can't beat a deer. The Fendt is auto tire air pressure regulator. The tires would make me want one. Oh yeah, well that would be awesome. I'm not. Again, I'm not in the market for an AGCO product. I'm just not into it. I know that Jason Hazard or Big Tractor Power, he's a Fendt man, or he's an AGCO guy. He likes it. Fendts have man engines in them. See, I don't know. I'm not an AGCO guy. If they've got man engines in them, that's better than a Deutz, if you ask me. I know the man engines are pretty good. I know they are. Now the Sisu, I think they're a Finnish motor, meaning Finland. I will stick with the Deeres. I have no desire to go to anything else. If I was going to buy a different brand of a tractor, it probably would be the JCB Fast Track, and I would be putting them on the stack wagons, and stack wagons only. That's it. No need to run the balers with those. I just need speed and comfort to make them stack wagons really go. Well, now, orchard grass can handle frozen weather just fine. BC65925, how you doing? White planter may be the only thing they have that would interest you. Possibly. No, I can't say that. I mean, I don't know. Wes the boss, I guess. I guess I am the boss. So, yeah, I beat to the tune of my own drum. But anyway, got to finish up this corn planting deal here pretty soon. It's got to dry out. I'm hoping by Thursday I can finish everything up. You know, yeah, I just got to finish everything up, get it done. Equipment is heading south next week. Next week, the balers, the stack wagons first, and the balers are going to go. Yeah, sunflower. Does AGCO own sunflower? I would buy a sunflower. I like the sunflower 3-point drills, grain drills. I thought those were slick as hell. They had a double disc opener that were like offset, and to me, I think that would have planted asphalt. I think it would have planted through asphalt. I like the double disc opener better than a single disc opener, and sunflower had that. Like I said, they had that offset disc opener system. And I know that it cut. It cut. It would cut through sod. I mean, it would cut through anything. That thing worked really good. Yeah, John Deere 1590 is okay. I heard the 1560 actually pulled easier than the 1590, but the 1590 has replaceable parts where the 1560 did not. That was just what I heard. You know, well, I know it does. I know they do, but. Well, that girl looked like she was struggling to take a shit, but she's running. Weird. You know, and you got that face, you're like, ah! You know, you're a little dehydrated, and you know how that goes. But anyway, I'm going to pick my nose here. I got something itchy. So I'm almost back to the farm. I've been on here. I just wanted to... did somebody give me $1.90? That's funny. $1.90. Binkley and Hurst should be... Oh, here we go. Teresa was just out at Binkley and Hurst. She picked up a hose for me today. I called up, and she did a 4-hour run in less than 3 hours. I'm not kidding you. 4 hours and 3. Less than 3. Yeah, thanks, man. Corn will be fine. I know there's a couple of people out there that are saying, oh, the corn thief is coming back, and the deer are going to destroy it, and that'll be the excuse this year. Yeah, I needed a new hose. Blew a hose the other day on the big sprayer, and that has to be fixed. So I could buy a couple of lock nuts. No, actually, YouTube takes 35% of that. So would I get $1.25? Not even. Yeah, Sunflower is owned by AGCO. Well, Sunflower makes good products. I always wanted a Sunflower disc. My monthly fuel bill, well, it depends on what we're doing. And right now, I bought $1.09 a gallon home heating fuel today. $1.09. I was like, fill everything. I filled 2 houses and I filled fuel tanks over at the farm, what he had, and he's going to come back on Monday and top the rest off. So I'm happy with that. Those deer don't like sludge. Oh no, they don't. Oh, when I was able to spread that sludge, man, we didn't have deer problems. You would wait till the beams were up this high and then spread a load on top of that. Wouldn't touch them. They would leave. They would just leave. They don't like it at all. They hate the smell of shit. Don't like it. We used fish, years ago and anybody that's watched my channel for any time, they knew that I used fish, liquid fish. Liquefied fish. It was a foliar feed fertilizer. We had good beans on that. But when the deer got used to them, the first year I used it, the deer wouldn't go anywhere near it. The next year, they didn't care. They were just like, oh, fish? Tastes a bit salty. And then I had Teresa. I met Teresa, and she was like, what is that stuff? Like, fish. Fish? Yeah, liquid fish. And she eats it. Fish sauce. Ooh. Liquefied fish. No good. No good for me. But anyway, yeah. Driving the farm tractors, the road, is a driver's license still needed? Yes. Yes, it is. I haven't decided what skid steer I'm going to do or what I'm going to do with my skid steer. Fermented. Yes. Yep. My wife, she puts that on everything. I can't stand the smell of it. I got shot in the face with that stuff. I was working with the sprayer and I turned the knob and the damn handle came off. Apparently had eroded inside the valve. And when I turned the handle, it shot off and hit me right in the face. Oh, I stunk to high hell. You can't get that shit off of you. But yeah, my corn on the corner here is currently underwater. But the corn out in the middle of the field where there used to be a little bit of water, that's gone. The water didn't lay there, so that's a good thing. But anyway, with that being said, I am home, and we're back to the farm. I have to explain what corn father is. Corn father is when you mate a male corn to a female. The male is the corn father. The female is the wife. And when you're done, you get ears. Those are the baby corn, or the corn children. So that is what corn father is. Unless you're talking about corn fodder, Fodder. Corn fodder is stover or trash, the stalk material after you're done removing the grain or the ear from the stalk, depending on if you have a combine or a corn pecker. And that is corn fodder. I hope that answered your question. Children of the Corn, yes, they have sickles inside. I've never seen that movie. When I was a kid, that came out and the advertisement scared the shit out of me. So yeah, corn fodder is used in the production of mushrooms. They don't produce mushrooms, but they rot it down to make mushrooms, make the soil. It is a carbon source. They have found that the corn stover or stalks or fodder stores carbon, and mushrooms grow really good with a high carbon content in the soil. Corn cobs are used for, I have to drop my seat down there. Corn cobs are used for carbohydrate in the mix. I'm no American, that's why I thought you say father. No, well, that's okay. You don't have to be American. I kind of knew what you were. I knew what you were saying. I was being funny. Yeah, because I'm funny. Yeah, I like throwing gas on a fire at times. It adds to the excitement of the event. Like when your aunt is having a picnic and she's a little bit of a stuck-up snob and she has a little campfire and only allows you to have like 3 pieces of wood on it at a time. And then you find the gas can in the garden shed. You just go out and say, oh, well, this isn't wood. I can put this on, right? Woof! Gets things going. Yeah, buddy. I think that is why you watch me. I'm a pretty funny guy, I guess. Somebody told me I ought to be a comedian, but you know, I don't curse quite that bad, do I? I mean, you ever watch Eddie Murphy or Richard Pryor? Richard Pryor, every other, oh my God, that guy. I'm more of a Red Fox kind of a comedian, you know? That guy was funny. I gotta beep at the boy. Ah, enjoy when you're facetious. I was gonna say facetious, but I didn't really want to be. Facetious is kind of deceiving, so I don't really want to do that. Luke, I'm your father, Darth Father. Yeah, I'm Darth Farmer. That's funny. Why am I funny? Yeah, I don't know if I ever watched Goodfellas. I'm not a big mobster movie. I never saw The Godfather 1, 2, or 3. I've never saw Goodfellas. I think I saw part of Goodfellas. I think in the end they were putting him into witness protection, and that I believe is what it was. What's the next tractor? Probably a 6215R with a 31-mile-an-hour gearbox. If I don't get a 62, well, I have two on the docket, a 6215 and a 7930. I still want a 7930. They'll run the baler, but I want the 6215R for a loader and stack wagon, and a pretty comfortable tractor to drive. My payoff on the mower is now. I'm going to pay it off, and I'm not from England. My family was partially from England: English, Irish, German, and French. Probably German, French, and then English and Irish when it comes down to it. No, I'm not taking my clothes off. You're not going to get the show of a lifetime here. You know, but what I am doing. Got Goodfellas, funny guy on YouTube. Oh, okay. I have to look it up. I have to look it up. Best movie ever, really? Thought you were Hungarian. Well, yes. From the Austria-Hungarian Empire. My eyes are blue. You see those blue eyes? Blue eyes don't come from Hungary. Brown eyes do. So I'm sure there are some brown-eyed individuals in my family, but for the most part, when I look at my 23andMe, 23andMe, I did 23andMe. I know a lot of people should know what that is. That is the genealogy where you spit in a thing and send it away and it does your DNA. I'm 100% European. 100% European. Oh, my naked banjo, yes. That's been 10 years ago already, I think. But anyway, 23andMe. There is Hungarian descent in there, but majority is German, French, English, Irish. Then there's Scandinavia, which leads to the red beard. It's white now, but it was red. Scandinavian. Hungarian is in there as well, in the German, French, Hungarian, because of the back in those days. I mean, every year the property lines or the boundaries of these countries were changing constantly. My great grandfather came from Czech lands in the Austria-Hungarian Empire. Czech lands. So, was he Czechoslovakian? Was he Hungarian? No, he was from the Czech lands of Austria-Hungary. Now, my great grandmother, her last name was Ellis. Ellis is Welsh. So you have that Ellis, Welsh, and Pandy, which would be Roman. The Roman term for a pandy is a felling mill or a felt mill where they made flannel. And and those were along the Welsh border as well. Yeah, so interesting background. Yeah, I got a very interesting background. So, you know, when you're someplace and you're like, you know, have I ever been here before? Or this feels like home, right? So I've been around the world a little bit, not a lot. I mean, I've been to several different countries. Belgium is beautiful, but not a place I would want to live. It's a great place to visit. France, again, beautiful country. Love to visit there a little bit more than I did. And, you know, yeah, so I would love to visit France a little bit more, into the countryside. Paris can crack off and just be done with it. Love to see France a little more. But England, like the east side of the island was nice. But when you get over towards Wales, that was home. I felt at home there, like I had been there before, like I had lived there. Like I walked out the door and there was nothing unfamiliar about the area in which I was at. And driving around there, it was just like driving around home here. It was a really weird feeling, and I don't know if anybody that is watching this right now ever had that feeling. But I've been to Taiwan, I've been to Japan, I've been to the Philippines, obviously the Philippines. Um, I've been to those places, and those not home, interesting and intriguing, but not a home feeling like I felt when I was in on the Welsh border. What a beautiful, beautiful place. Dyfed Ingram. Yeah, well, Dyfed? Is that how you pronounce it? Well, anyway, yes. The I stayed at the Pandy Inn, and when I woke up the next morning, I had my coffee, and it was just like I was talking to old friends that were in the pub. Really, honestly. Yeah, you drive on the proper side. I had no problem driving on the opposite side of the road either. It was just whatever. I guess I'm driving this side. No big deal. And of course I drive like that in Japan as well. London's great. Feels like you're in all the Middle East, Africa at once. That is true. There are no white people left in London. No white Englishmen. We call it deja vu. Yeah, well, I wouldn't call it deja vu because deja vu is like when you're doing a task and then it's like, wow, I've done this. Or you walk through a doorway and you go into a room and it's like that. But no, this was a feeling of like home. Like I just drove in my driveway and I had driven these roads a million times before. It's just really weird that way. Oh, that was my aunt. It was a joke and she got mad at me, so I had to take the videos down. She was mad at me because of that, but whatever. My sister went to England and kept getting carsick from riding on the opposite side. Well, that's weird. Was she a passenger or what? Teresa thought it was really weird being in the driver's seat with no steering wheel. I thought it was weird shifting with my left hand. Yeah, on the other side of Wales by the Irish Sea. Just beautiful countryside you got there. No, I sold the international loader. I got $4 grand for that piece of shit. Yeah, good. Yeah, he's filling me up. I'm getting full of fuel. Country boy logging. Howdy. Yeah, pretty tired yet. And Teresa's going to be coming in here pretty soon. I don't know who that is. They're coming in. Oh, they're looking for the buffalo. See, the buffalo died a couple. He got high-speed lead poisoning about a year or so ago. Um, Country boy logging, snowing in Maine. That's crazy. Well, not really crazy. It's Maine. There's a 12 row, 7,000 folding for 5,000 near you. My boy. Well, I've got one. I don't need another one. I mean, if I was to rebuild with another one, I would. But you know what? With price of corn right now, forget it. Here comes Tim. For the price of corn right now, it's not worth doing two to sell one because nobody gets excited about it. Or maybe it would be worth it. I don't know. Will the hay be gone before you leave for straw? No, not by a long shot. Not by a long shot. Did you blind a buffalo with beef fat? No, no, no. The buffalo was like 20 some odd years old. That would have been tough as nails. We buried it. It was a pet. We don't eat pets. Yeah. Anyway, I better let y'all go. Thanks for being here. Yeah, food prices rise later this year because of Corona. Oh, I believe it 100%. Would you go to Australia? In a New York minute. Indiana. Okay, sorry I asked. You asked? What did you ask? Oh, no, I mean, it's okay. Reach from the Netherlands. What happened to the cat loader? Well, I haven't blown it up yet. Did Cody buy his tractor and baler? Bought the baler, and I guess he's just waiting for the tractor to come in. I mean, he's bought it. 50-20 is fine, sitting out there. 27, yeah, it's pretty warm. Have a nice day. Say hi to Mini-Man Tim. Mini-Man Tim. He bought a 1290 HDP. My wife said ribeye price is double today. Oh, it's going to keep going up. But the problem is, and this is a stupid thing, us farmers take the brunt of these problems. And unless you're in the club, the Farm Service Agency Club, and you want to take the the welfare check, which I do not, there's not going to be any money available to me, which is fine. I don't care. Like I said, I'll get through this on my own. John Deere except 1977, case 2870. There you go. Don't eat too much chicken now. I got a freezer full of chicken. I sent my wife 2 weeks ago to fill the freezer with chicken, and she started buying it at $1.99 a pound, right? And it took her 4 days, and she would fill the shopping cart up, come home, put it in the freezer, go back, fill it up twice a day until this huge chest freezer is 8 feet long, 3 feet wide, full to the top with chicken, right? The last day she went to get the chicken, price went up, 75 cents a pound? And I told her to buy it anyway. And then she called her friends over at the other grocery store where she used to work. And they're like, hey, can I get chicken there for $1.99 a pound yet? They're like, you can't get chicken at all now. Our chicken order didn't come in. So we made the right move there. So I do have beef, and she bought 60 packages of pork and other stuff, and ham. We got to get the ham done. Lockdown in Grenoble, France. Wow. Have a nice weekend, Wes. I appreciate you. Thanks, Mr. Stockton. I have to get off this thing because my truck is about full, and Joe has been filling me up, and I just need to... I've had enough time here. Anyways, thanks for being here, guys, and I'll see you next time I do an Ag Talk. It'll be a little more structured than this. Possibly I'll do a field walk, not live, just do a field walk, and then I'll post it here. Okay? Thanks again.